Hello and welcome back to another John's Comics with Kids edited video. This is Thursday, so we are looking ahead now. Wednesday, January 20th. What are the hot books that are dropping? What's on my pull list? Stick around if you want to find out. After last week when I only had 4 books on my pull list, this week, January 20th, is looking a lot better to me. I got a ton of things. Image, Marvel, Boom, DC, you name it, it's all happening. I'm going to break it down for you. I got my t-shirt from the Life with Two YouTubers clan. This is from Rena, the author of Isle of the Dark, and I got my shirt going on here, rocking that. I've also got my new mic. I got my new lighting setup here, so hopefully it looks and sounds a little bit better than usual. But let's look right now at Marvel because I got a few awesome greenlight books at Marvel. Let's start with King in Black number 3. This has been a great read. I've been really enjoying it. Every issue has huge moments, huge repercussions, great covers. How can you complain? There are so many cool covers. The artwork has been great. Ryan Stegman, come on. Donny Cates has been writing the daylights out of this thing. I've been enjoying some of the tie-ins. Of course, the Venom stuff's been great, but I just read Valkyries from last week. I thought that was amazing. So there's just been too many good things going on here that I can't wait for more. These are usually big issues, the King in Black ones. So issue 3, you can expect something huge to go down. Looks like Thor is coming into this thing. Oh yeah, Donny Cates is bringing all of his characters together. So you know I'm all about this. I will say there's Alien variants for this. I know those Alien fans, there's going to be a couple more of them coming along here today. Just, yeah, lots of great variants, more King in Black, always good stuff. Then we get over to the Hickman universe, and I'm getting X-Force issue 16. This has been an action-packed book. Lots of my favorite mutant characters rolling in here. They've been recently dealing stuff with Omega Red, which is a really cool villain that I dig. So yeah, I'm definitely getting X-Force 16. They also have an Alien variant, so you know that they're going to be throwing some fun variants into this. I'm not a fan of the Alien variants as far as buying them, but man, they are nice to look at. So those of you who are trying to snag them all, here's 2 more now that you got to try to pick up for your pull list. Hopefully you're enjoying X-Force as well. Let me know in the comments, is there an X book that you're really particularly saying is the best one? For me, I'm still a Marauders fan, but X-Force is definitely right there with it. But let's jump over to another one because we got Cable issue 7 also dropping. This one is not as good on the covers. I think it really just had the one that I could see online. But I do think this character is better than I thought before the Ten of Swords. I still prefer old Cable to Kid Cable, but I'm enjoying this, the way the relationship between father, son, and mom is all kind of playing out. So hopefully they can ride that a little further here and get some good stuff out of it. I know he's appearing in the Swords book, which I don't like as much as the Cable one, but that's just my personal preference. So those are my 3 green lights at Marvel. I got a yellow light now here. We have Iron Fist Heart of the Dragon, issue number 1. This is a mini-series written by Larry Hama. I'm a G.I. Joe fan, so when I heard he was writing this, it was like, okay, well, now I kind of need to take a look at it. I will also say the covers of the week are pretty much all right here. There are some amazing ones. This Asia cover, which is super minimalist, I dig it. I'm a big fan of that Fraction in Asia Hawkeye run, and this just totally reminds me of that. So I'm definitely digging this, and if I can find that, I might pick that one up. There are just plenty of great covers though here. I almost considered making the thumbnail out of these. They're just too cool. I'm not a huge Iron Fist fan, but I might just have to give this book a shot because Larry Hama and cool covers might be worth it in the end. But that wraps it up at Marvel. Let's hop over to DC and see what's going on over there. All right, so I got 1 green light and 1 yellow light here over at DC right now. I'm skipping the Future State this week. There's nothing really that I was pumped on for this round, but I am getting Deceased, Dead Planet, issue 7. This is the final issue in that storyline. And of course, there's some cool covers here you can check out. I will say I'm not a big fan of the main cover, but the variants are pretty cool. Specifically the Mr. Miracle zombie face one, I really dig. So I'm definitely going to look for that one. This has been a good storyline, and I'm hoping they can wrap it up. But for me, I feel like there's too many loose threads. and I'm worried they're just going to spin this off into another book. So I was hoping for a solid ending. Let's see if we can get it here. I'm not a fan of the movie homage this week. It's the Harley Quinn Birds of Prey homage, and I didn't like that movie, so I really don't want a movie variant of it. So hard pass on that as well. The other book I've got at DC as a yellow light is Batman Catwoman from Tom King. I did not hate issue 1. I think some people really did. Some people loved it. It was still too confusing for me. I'm probably going to want to read this in a trade, so that's why it's getting the yellow light. I don't know that I'm going to grab every single issue, especially if if it had only been 6 issues, I probably would have kept going with it. But 12 issues, I'm going to try to stick with Strange Adventures on the King run, and this one might just be something I read in trade later on. Of course, there's a bunch of good covers. There's a Jim Lee. I mean, it's just, there's lots of great stuff going on here as far as the art is concerned. If the story was a little more consistent, I think we'd probably get more fans talking about this. But for me right now, this is definitely going to be a pass. That leads us over to indies, so come on over and let's see what we got over there. I'm going to start us off at Aftershock, where I'm getting We Live, issue 4. This has been a really fun ride. Issues 2 and 3 were even better as it kept getting along here. I'm thinking this is going to be one book that people are going to talk a lot about here this year. I don't know if this is going to be an ongoing or if they're going to take breaks in between or if this is a single storyline, but I'm in for whatever they choose to do here. This is issue 4 of the run. Characters are dying, plot twists are happening. This post-apocalyptic aliens and monsters thing is really wild. I never know what's going to happen. I dig all of it. I'm looking forward to wherever this ends up going. The other book at Aftershock is one called I Breathed a Body, and it's in issue number 1. So it's getting a yellow light because I don't know what to expect from this. This is from writer Zach Thompson. He did Lonely, I think it's called Lonely Receiver, which I never read, but a lot of people like Comic Books Will Break Your Heart. Jen told me it was great. He also did Undone by Blood, which I know Rican and Comics was a big fan of that one. So this sounds like a book that could be something interesting if you're a fan of some of those other indies. So I Breathe the Body centers around a little bit of a comment on social media. The idea is that a character creates some kind of a horror through the release of some new social media app. The artwork looks really graphic, really wild, so it's going to have this sort of horror look at social media. Could be something really interesting, but definitely something to check out, or at least glance at. So then we go over to Boom Studios. I got We Only Find Them When They're Dead, issue 5. I've been really enjoying this. The first story arc is wrapping down now. I think it's been really entertaining. The artwork is top notch. I think it's still kind of story character light, and it's really just the artwork is what's driving this. I just keep hoping that at some point the story will be as good as the artwork. We'll see if they can ever get to that place, but for now I'm definitely reading this first story arc, and then I'll have to decide after that if it stays on the pull list or if it's something that I decide, I've read enough, let's move on from there. But I do recommend it. You will not find a book that looks anything like this anywhere else. So that's We Only Find Them When They're Dead, issue 5. I'm also going to be grabbing Once and Future, issue 15. This has just been great. It's so fun, so funny, so entertaining, so cool. The artwork is phenomenal. Cover A's, main interior artwork, all of it is just amazing. They usually do really great 1 in 25 variants. I could not find this one. It looks like it's being hidden a little bit, but the 1 in 25s have been gorgeous. But this cover A is stunning. I'm really just looking forward to more of this universe, more of these characters. So yeah, I'm all in on that one. There's also a yellow light at Boom Studios. They got a new comic book. It's called Abbott 1973, issue 1. There's a great Frizen cover for this. This is by the guys that did Tommy Gun Wizards. I had some people tell me, I think Rod was telling me that was a really fun read. I think Edwin was reading that one, and Perry. So I'm curious about this, and I'll definitely check it out. Like most Boom Studios #1s, I definitely give them a look. So Abbott 73 is a sort of supernatural thriller having to do with a newspaper reporter who has a dark past and then goes to a new town where they're electing their first African-American mayor, and there's a cult group in the background manipulating things, and it all connects to where she came from, this journalist. So a little bit of politics and journalism and drama and supernatural forces and things. So it could be something really exciting. I like the art style. These variants are really, really cool. Again, Ginny Frizen did a cover. There's really just fun. If the artwork inside is as good as these covers, it's going to be a cool book to check out. So this is Abbott 1973. So now we jump over to Image, and of course we've got Philadelphia, issue 12, wrapping up this new story arc, the final issue in volume 2 from Philadelphia. I finally got caught up. I snagged all the back issues I was missing. This has just been a really fun horror history story. I think Rodney Barnes is just killing it. I love the covers this week. That's why I used them for the thumbnail. They're just fire. It's just been a whole lot of entertainment. Vampires, history, and the artwork is really intense. I'm really digging that. So absolutely, Philadelphia is on the list, issue 12. I forgot to mention who did these covers. Bill Sienkiewicz, Todd McFarlane. They're just really top notch. Really exciting. So this will be an exciting finale issue for this volume. We also got from Image a #1 called Rain Like Hammers. I don't know anything about this, but it's an Image #1, and the artwork looks different from anything else I've ever seen. The writer's name is Brandon Graham, and I think he's also doing the art, so he does all of it. He did a book called King, City, and Prophet that I'd never heard of. It looks like a wild fantasy kind of a story about walking cities that move around, and there's like magic and villains involved. It looks sort of fairy tale-ish, some of the style to it. So I don't know hardly anything about it, but Image #1 that has this kind of cover definitely piques my curiosity. It's going to make something that I have to at least look at. So I'm giving a yellow light to Rain Like Hammers, because this just could be something wild and different. Again, concepts of social media and do we sit around on our rear ends and do nothing, or do we get involved in what's happening all around us? There's going to be some interesting social commentary going on in this book as well. So something to keep an eye out for. So that's it for me. 8 green lights, a ton of yellow lights, lots of good things coming out. Hopefully you found some things you're interested in. Let me know what you're picking up. Let me know what you're passing on if there's something you're like, oh my God, that looks horrible. And I totally understand. This goal of this show is kind of just to give you an idea of what's out there, what I'm getting, and for you to let me know what I'm missing. As always, we're part of Tag Team Thursday, so I drop this video every Thursday at 6:45 Eastern. Rod, just a Rican, he goes live at 6:30 right before me, and he shares what he picked up this week. And then right after me at 7, we got Old Wolf 65. He's bagging and boarding all the things he picked up from his shop. We are a tag team, roll one through to the next, and you can enjoy all this entertainment in one big block. The links are all down below and being dropped in the live premiere chat as well if you want to check that out. Thanks, everybody, and I hope to see you back here for another Pull List.